Yo, what's good? What's good? How we feeling? How we feeling? Grand rising, good morning, however you want to say it. Top of the morning, top of the day, how we feeling? If you got eyes to see, you see what's behind me. This is a morning devotional. We get to it. What up, Niggy? What up, Nicole? How y'all feeling? How y'all feeling? I'll go ahead and move it up. So if y'all want, you could try and read along with the boy. Let me turn this down. But yeah, we in here. We starting the day off with. So the name of this devotional is Jesus Calling. And it's actually funny. I found this book in one of the places I lived. As far as I know, nobody who lived in that house with me was religious or Christian. And one day I was just looking through the cabinets and I found this book. And it's a daily devotional that has a message at the top and then it has scriptures underneath. And I usually try to start every day off by reading it and then following it up with a little journaling sesh. So let's get straight into it. It says, I am with you and for you. You face nothing alone, nothing. When you feel anxious, know that you are focusing on the visible world and leaving me out of the picture. The remedy is simple. Fix your eyes not on what is seen, but on what is unseen. Verbalize your trust in me, the living one who sees you always. I will get you safely through this day and all your days, but you can find me only in the present. Each day is a precious gift from my Father. How ridiculous to grasp for future gifts when today's is set before you. Receive today's gift gratefully, unwrapping it tenderly and delving into its depths. As you savor this gift, you find me. Now, I know a lot of people will be like, yo, dog, I ain't really religious, you feel me? Or I don't really know about Jesus, you feel me? That is fine. You can still take something away from that passage. Look, if you coming in here, even if you don't stay, please just double tap the screen one time, like the live, get the views up, all right? With that being said, I appreciate those of you who are here right now and actually listening. Because listen, like I just said, you do not have to be religious. You do not have to be Christian. You do not have to do anything but listen to the words in this book to gain something from it. It said, each day is a precious gift. You don't need any type of religion to believe that every day is a gift. You feel me? How ridiculous is it to grasp for future gifts when today's is set before you? How often do we look forward to what's happening next month, next week, tomorrow? We are always looking outside of the moment for something else that's going to happen. And that thing is more important than what's happening now, which is the fact that you are alive. You have breath in your lungs. That is a gift. There are people who went to sleep and never woke up. There are people who didn't get to go to sleep because they passed away before the end of yesterday. So every moment that you are alive is a gift right there. We need to focus on that. Focus in the present and stop worrying about tomorrow. I don't care if you believe in Jesus or not. You could benefit from living in the moment because you are a human being, bro. And the main thing that we are supposed to do as human beings is be. But we spend so much time worrying. We spend so much time planning. We spend so much time stressing. We spend so much time getting. Like, we don't even sit there to realize the main thing we're supposed to do is experience as human beings. Be and enjoy the experience. And when you start to do that, every day becomes a little bit more fulfilling because you're not looking for large, grandiose things to make you feel fulfilled. You are just happy to be alive. You're happy to have eaten. You're happy to have talked to somebody. A single conversation can be the thing that grounds you for a whole week. That one conversation we had last Friday is what pushed me through Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. But if you never take the time to actually live in the moment and have heart-to-heart connections and conversations, you'll never know that a simple conversation can change your whole world. You'll never know that just remembering, wow, today's a good day because I'm alive, sets the backboard for the whole rest of your day, dog. If you wake up happy, if you wake up and you look for 5 things to make you happy, now it's going to take at least 5 things to happen throughout the day to make you sad. It's all about balance. And you can tip the scales in your favor by just being thankful for being alive. You don't have to be Christian. You do not have to believe in God. You don't have to be religious. You do not have to believe in religion. So look, the remedy is simple. Fix your eyes not on what is seen, but on what is unseen. All right, I literally just said we spend so much time looking towards the future and planning. We plan sometimes around the things that we don't see, right? You're planning for the future and you can't see it, but you're also focusing on things that are right here and right now. Once you start looking at things that are unseen, you can make the future. If you are only looking at the circumstances you're in and saying these are bad, that's all you're going to see. But once you get in your mind's eye and you start making the idea for the goals and the dreams that you have and looking for the reasons why those will work, you're not going to see as many negative things. You're going to be more amped up. You're going to be more energized. You're going to be more on it just because you have that in your mind's eye. What you see in your head is more important than what you see in the world before you. This is something I love to tell people. Look, this cell phone, dog, this book, everything that is tangible in the world started off as an idea in somebody's head. It went from an idea into fruition. So why do we focus so much on the things that we see externally? Well, we could bring any thought in our brain into fruition. We can make that the reality. We just have to stop looking at all the negatives about what's already going on. If you're focusing on the negatives, you're training yourself to see the negatives, and that's all you're going to see. If you start focusing on the positives, you're going to be training yourself to look for the positives, and you're going to see way more positives. So again, I say, you do not have to be religious. You do not have to believe in religion. You do not have to believe in Jesus Christ to take something away from this passage. Look, receive today's gift gratefully, unwrapping it tenderly and delving into its depths. As you savor this gift, you find me. All right, so it says you find me in reference to Christ, right? But let me hit you with this. If Christ is supposed to be a living manifestation through all of us, that means he is I. And if I'm finding him, that means I am finding me. The more time that I sit to live in the present with myself and the things around me and not worry about the future, tomorrow I go on my journey with him, the more I am finding me. And with that being said, nobody said I am God. Get out of here, dog. If my soul is of God, that means the essence of him is a part of me. You feel me? All right, good. I'm glad that you got me. I'm not saying I'm God. We are not God. We are not God, but we are made in his image. So the more that we look after him, the more we learn about ourselves, the more you find yourself and self-discovery. You feel me? And that being said, everybody who's in here right now, double tap the screen, get these likes up. We've been stuck in the 700s for a couple minutes. Let's get this to 1,000. Somebody else needs to hear this. So what I was saying is, it says, as you savor this gift, the gift is the present. The gift is time. The gift is your life. The gift is being alive. You feel me? As you celebrate this gift, right there it says, as you savor this gift. As you savor this gift, you find me. And we just said, finding him is finding you. So the more that you live in the present, the more that you live in what is going on and stop planning for the future, stop planning for 6 months from now, stop stressing and worrying, and you look for things to be grateful for in the moment, you find yourself. You'll find peace. You'll find joy and contentment within yourself. If I stop and I say, wow, that breath felt really good. And the fact that I'm able to sit here and breathe is beautiful. Your whole mindset is going to shift real quick. First off, just stopping to take that deep breath is already rerouting your thoughts, is reworking your brain. This is something I love stressing to people. The better you breathe, the better you think. And the better you think, the better you can do, react, and be. And so the reason that the breath is important is because your breath is literally what's keeping you alive. It's helping your blood circulate. And that blood circulation is what's fueling your brain and the energy that goes into thinking. So if you cannot breathe properly, your blood cannot flow properly, which means your thinking is not at its best. So the better or the more you sit and work on just being able to breathe, you're increasing your brain power right there. The less you are worried about the future, that's the less stress that you're carrying. The less stress that you carry, the less tension that you have within yourself. Exactly. God is not a God of confusion, but of peace. So if I'm operating out of a situation where I feel confused, I am not about to find the best solution because I am not thinking properly. This is why when people are under duress, under distress, they make erratic decisions. This is why you can literally be considered insane in the moment when you're not thinking properly, because they know your brain was not working. Why? Because your blood was not flowing. Why? Because you were not at ease, peace. You were not at peace. You were not at rest. You were clenched up and tight. And look, listen to this. When you get mad, what happens? You think irrationally. Why? Because you're not thinking. You're not breathing. Listen, for anybody who gets hot, you feel me? Your body literally gets hot when you get mad and you feel your chest. Look, anybody from New York get this already. Got me tight. Nah, B, that got me tight. Why? It literally got you tensed up. It made you mad and your body tensed up. And that meant your blood stopped circulating to your brain properly. Once that happened, you stop thinking properly. That's why they call it a crash out, because everything just comes to one point like this. And you get tensed up, your blood starts boiling, you literally get hot, and your brain stops working. So the more that you can breathe and release and relax into things, the more at peace you'll be. The more you'll be able to find peace, the more calm that you'll be. Look, I don't know if you ever noticed, but people who have a real smooth, calm sense about themselves, if you really pay attention, you see them breathing. You can literally see them breathing. Why? Because they're at peace. They're relaxed. The name of this book is called Jesus Calling. And what I was starting off with is the fact that this book is called Jesus Calling, but you do not have to believe in Jesus. You do not have to be religious. You do not have to believe in God in order to gain gems from this book, because it is telling us, savor this gift. The gift each day is a precious gift. How ridiculous to grasp for future gifts while today is set before you. We spend so much time looking towards the future that we're not even living in the moment. And what I was saying is that we start stressing over things and we start looking towards the future in a negative sense, and we get anxiety. We get anxious. And this anxiety, this stressfulness causes you to tense up. And once this happens, you are no longer thinking at your best. Your brain is not functioning as well as it could. As soon as you bring tension into the equation, you are doing yourself a disservice and automatically throwing yourself off track. Anytime you're not at peace, you're at a heightened emotional state. And in that heightened emotional state, you are limiting yourself. You're limiting your brain capacity and function. And this is why I'm saying that we all need to just focus on breathing more. Just take a deep breath right now. If you're watching this, just do that 5 times and tell me you don't feel different. Just do that 5 times and tell me you don't feel different. It changes everything. As soon as that blood flow kicks in, you'll realize things. Have you ever been super pissed off and then a week later you realize you had no reason to be that mad and you're actually laughing? You could have been doing that in the moment. It's because you weren't breathing. It's because you tensed up. You allowed the situation to stress you out and make you mad, as opposed to relaxing and remembering everything outside of this moment doesn't matter, because this moment is a gift. And if I can find joy in this moment, I can find joy in the next moment. And if I start living moment to moment, I can make sure that life is joyous moment to moment, and the moments turn into minutes, and the minutes turn into months. So if you live joyously moment to moment, you'll start living joyously month to month, just because you're not focusing on the whole month. You're focusing on right now and the things that you can change right now. If we focus more on the now, we will make beautiful futures, because we're not worried about the future. We're trying to plan for something that's not here and now. And in our planning for something later, we forget to appreciate the now. We forget to be nice to each other now. Because I'm stressed out about tomorrow. I'm sorry I was a dick, but I was worried about paying my rent in 6 months. What? You're mean to me right now because you're thinking about being nice to somebody in the future? Make it make sense. I wasn't acting at my best because I was irrationally worried about something that doesn't exist yet. Just remind yourself every time you're planning for the future, you're worried about something that doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. Why are we going to worry and focus on things that don't exist? Come on now, if you ain't here, let's get to 2K. Let's get to 2K. Man, I'm pretty much just trying to urge everybody to live in the moment and live in today. Yes, you can plan for tomorrow, and you should plan for tomorrow. But do not let your plan for tomorrow stress you out so much that you can't enjoy today, that you can't be nice to people today, that you can't be happy today. Because all it takes to be happy is to realize the fact you are here, you're alive. And if I'm alive right now, that means I have the potential to make a better tomorrow. And that right there is reason enough to be happy. I have everything around me that I need. As this is another thing. Everything that is came out of somebody's thoughts, right? Everything in the world. This phone right here, somebody had the idea to create it. This book, somebody had to turn the book into something physical. They decided the pages was going to be blue. They decided in their head what kind of font they was going to use, and then they brought it into fruition. With that being said, everything in your brain is affecting your right now. So if you're spending your time looking at the negative things, you're going to see more negative things. If you spend your time thinking about the ideas you have that you want to see come to life, you're going to think about ways to bring them to life. Like, it's that simple. If you are thinking it can't happen, then it won't happen. If you are thinking it can happen, then you'll be looking for ways to make it happen. It's as simple as that. I can't really break it down no simpler. Where you focus, energy flows. Thought itself is energy, dog. You ever said, I'm too tired to think? That's because your thoughts is energy. So the more energy you spend into a certain thought, the more that thing becomes real, negative or positive. If I spend all my time thinking about negative stuff, that is a lot of energy, a lot of brain power going toward that negative idea. If I take that same brain power and I start thinking about positive stuff, that same brain power, and I start thinking about positive stuff, that energy is now going towards something positive. And look, you don't have to believe none of this. It's as simple as this. Have you ever said, I'm too tired to think? That means thinking requires energy. The same way that this light right here requires being plugged up to charge, that's energy. So just imagine your thoughts are the electricity. You feel me? That power the light. Is your light going to be bright because you're thinking positively, or is it going to be dark because you're thinking negatively? What is the charge? Look, man. All right, let me get back into the book. We got some scriptures. Do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. Exactly. Why are we worried about tomorrow if he is with us? Like, he made everything. I'm not going to worry about tomorrow. He made tomorrow. I'm letting him worry about tomorrow. What? I can't make tomorrow no different right now. Right now, I cannot do anything to change tomorrow because tomorrow does not exist. Friday does not exist yet. It's in the future. I can't tell you what is Friday. I can tell you what I believe is going to happen, but that's also just a thought. That's a thought. That's an idea. That's a belief. I believe Friday will come, but it's not here yet. I can't change nothing in Friday today. All right, let's see. We got Romans 8:31. That's the first scripture right there. Here. Let me go ahead and move this up real quick. Oh, Romans 8:31. What then shall we say in response to this? If God is for us, who can be against us? The creator of the universe agrees with me. Who can stop me? Nobody but you. Nobody but you is in. If the creator of the universe believes in what you're doing, then why let somebody detour you, turn you around, tell you you're wrong? We fix our eyes not on what is seen, but on what is unseen. For what is seen is temporary, but what is unseen is eternal. Look, who is the name of this creator? You name him. Don't ask me that. Look, we could say God, we could say Jah, we could say Yahweh. There's a bunch of different names for it. You feel me? That doesn't change the fact that there's one creator. So he knows when you're talking to him. I can't tell you his name because you could call him whatever you want to call him. I'm not the boss of you. You feel me? All I know is that he lives in me. And if that's the case, I'm going to call him because I'm him. You feel me? If you don't care. If you do, double tap this screen. Let's get to 2K. We've been at One Piece for way too long. Tap the screen. If you can hear my voice, tap the screen, please. Just circulate it out to somebody else. We fix our eyes, not on what is seen, but on what is unseen. For what is seen is temporary, but what is unseen is eternal. So let me say this right here. So what I could see, I see this. This will burn away. Look, just look at the Cali fires. Look at the fires in Cali, dog. Everything out there was scorched and burnt to not even a crisp, to a dust. I'm not here to answer these questions. You hear where we at right now, Joanne. You trying to be funny. I'm not saying you're trying to be funny, but you're trying to point this into things that are argumentative. I'm not trying to argue with nobody about what is. Right now, I'm speaking to people about what's going on in their heads, okay? And about being able to find peace with what's going on. So if you want to help find peace, you can comment. But if you want to ask questions that are going to lead to confrontation and argument, I'm not here for division. Those are dividing questions, okay? We're going to call them. If I say I'm going to call him Yahweh and you say you're going to call him God, and now we start disagreeing, what are we arguing about? Nothing, especially if we're referencing the same scripture, okay? So that is irrelevant for this topic. Go start your own life. We fix our eyes on what is unseen because, like I was saying, look at everything up in Cali. It burnt down. People are out here worried about the stuff that is burning down, dog. People are out here worrying about things that can be taken in an instant and placing their value in that. They're valuing other people based on the stuff that they see them have. Oh, they got $1 million crib and a $500,000 car. They're successful and I want to be like them. But deep inside, they don't like anybody. They hate everyone and they look down on the people who don't have the physical things that they have. And look at that. Within 24 hours, all of it was wiped out. But they still have a horrible character. They still don't really have no friends. You feel me? And they aren't going to gain a better character because now they're more bitter because the things they thought mattered are gone. I put all my life and my trust and belief in something that was gone like that. And now you either feel bad because you don't have the stuff or you feel stupid because you place so much value in the stuff. So we are going to focus on what is not seen. You feel me? Because what is seen can be gone in an instant, including us. Look, a meteor can crash through this door right now and take me out. Then what? What about this chain? What about this sweatsuit? It doesn't matter. If I am not happy, if I am not at peace, none of it matters. None of it matters. Because it all could be gone like that. So we're going to focus on things unseen. Happiness, you feel me? Joy, peace, contentment. These are states of being. And what are we? Human beings. We're supposed to be, not have. You feel me? We can obtain, but that wasn't our purpose. Our purpose is to be. Our purpose is to be. Everything else is an extra. I really hope this is touching somebody today, dog. I could tickle myself all day. I really hope this is making sense to people out there. So we fix our eyes not on what is seen, but what is unseen. For what is seen is temporary, but what is unseen is eternal. I just got done telling you, every thought that you have is energy, right? That energy is never created or destroyed, right? So why not focus more on having good thoughts? Why not focus more on being positive? Why not focus more on being joyful? Because happiness and joyfulness are two different things. Joyfulness is a sense that carries over, and it's not necessarily rooted in conditions. I could have joy inside my heart while doing something that makes me sad because I'm not looking at the situation to determine my feeling. My joy is something I just already have and carry with me. Now, when I get money, that situation makes me happy, but that is not joy because it's going to be taken away when I spend the money. Now, if I'm at joy and I'm just content with being alive, whether I have money or not, I'm going to have joy. Will I be a little more joyous when I get the money? Maybe. But once the money is spent, I still have joy because I'm happy I was even able to spend the money. Hey. Oh, with that being said, I'm going to just move on to the next passage. Move my big old head out the way so y'all can read along if you want to. So she called the name of the Lord who spoke to her. You are a God of seeing, for she said, have I not even here in the wilderness looked upon him who sees me? Or have I here also seen him who sees me? Therefore the well was called Ber-la-Roi, a well to the living one who sees me. Honestly, with this one, I kind of want to just hop into the chapter because I'm not going to front. That one ain't make sense to me. I ain't going to act like it all makes sense to me all the time. I'm still learning too, y'all. Give me 1 second. Let me go ahead. This is what? Genesis 16 and 13. Let's hop into the actual good book. Get good book. Because it's not fully making sense. Let's see. I'm not even saying it's not fully making sense. I just don't know how to break it down just to this right here. So stuff out the way. So she named Adonai, who had spoken with her, El Roi. Have I really seen the one who sees me? This is why the well has been. Yeah, I'm not going front. I don't know how to relate this back to what the book was already about. She called the name of the Lord who spoke to her. You are a God of seeing, for she said, have I not even here in the wilderness looked upon him who sees me and lived? Or have I here also seen the future purposes or designs of him who sees me? Yeah, I'm going to go ahead. The last scripture is eluding me a little bit. I'm not 100% sure how it relates to everything else, other than saying that he is the one who sees and he sees me. And so we're talking about seeing and seeing what is unseen. So I guess that scripture is just saying that he saw what was unseen and then taught her to do the same thing. I really don't know. I don't want to talk about it on here and be wrong. So with that being said, I think we did a good little number right there. And I really hope somebody walked away with something from this. Like, stop looking at the circumstances around you and stop looking at the physical things around you. It's like, that's not where joy is found. That's not where happiness is found. And we waste, literally, like I said, people will literally say, I don't have the brain power to do that right now, which means you are expending energy when you think. And energy is never created or destroyed. So when you're wasting your energy thinking about negative stuff, you're feeding into negativity. And when you use your energy to think about positive stuff, you're building a positive bank up. You feel me? And everything in this world came out of somebody's head. Literally. You cannot point to anything that was created by a human and say it didn't come out of somebody's head because someone thought about it before they made it. So use your energy in your head to think about things that you want to see come to fruition because it's possible. And anything that you can put in your mind's eye can become real. You just have to see it through. And that's all I want to say to everybody. I'm off here. I'm about to go read that scripture real quick so I could kind of figure it out. So next time I come to it, I'll be able to tell y'all what it is a little bit better. And then I'll be back a little later and get into it and talk about something else. But yeah, man, my overall point is you do not have to be a Christian. You do not have to necessarily believe in Jesus. You don't have to be religious, and you do not have to believe in God in order for this book or for this passage to benefit you, or passages out of the Bible to benefit you. And I need everybody to understand that, dog. Like, believe whatever you want to believe. I'm not telling you you should believe whatever you want to believe. And the more you get into this book, the more you'll see why it is the truth. And he says, I am the way, because it actually does make sense. We just don't like to make it make sense because I'll be honest with you. Throughout the way religion has been perpetrated, it makes people feel bad. And some people realize that the offings and unalivings that took place in order to make it happen shouldn't have happened. And that right there causes them to harden their heart towards the actual book. When I understand, but at the same time, like, I'm not going to deny the benefits of something because of the atrocities associated with it. It's like, I don't know. I don't really want to get into this, especially not on here. It's early. Might get myself banned saying something stupid. But yeah, man, these are life tips, tricks, whatever you want to call them. It's edifying. It will change your life for the better. I'll say this. I don't know anyone who's ever read the Bible and said that it made them worse, or read the Bible and said that it had a negative effect on them. I don't know anybody who's ever read the Bible, the Quran, like any of these texts, and it had a negative effect on them. You feel me? I've never seen anybody say they read about Buddhism and it made them a bad person. None of them. Create any argument against any religious text that you want for why it's not correct, but I've never heard anybody negatively be impacted by reading them or adapting any of the principles. And I've heard hundreds of people who say they aren't Christian, who take Christian principles or biblical principles and apply them to their life. So if you're arguing against it, it's just because you don't want to do it or because you feel condemned. And that's another thing. Sometimes people don't do certain stuff or read certain texts or whatever because the messages in them make them feel bad about themselves. If nobody is telling you to feel bad about yourself, but you hear something and it applies to you, that means you innately feel bad about yourself, dog. Stop putting it on the book. Because if you don't believe it and you don't believe in it, why would it make you feel bad? If the shoe don't fit, why wear it? Well, that is neither here nor there. If y'all like this, I'm going to be doing this more often. I try to read my devotional every morning before I get my day started. So tap in with the boy. I'm off this.